Today in our program, we will go on a tour to the new tennis center in the capital of Kazakhstan. We will ask 25 questions Darren Dietz, captain and leader of the capital's Barys team. To continue the hockey theme, Oleg Shulayev, whose children coach, will tell us how to train a world sports star. Friends, welcome to the new tennis center in Nur-Sultan. It was opened a few days ago with participation of Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal. The building will work at full capacity very soon. It is not crowded as for now. An empty lobby. There is an emblem of the Kazakhstan Tennis Federation on the wall. First things first, a small excursion is waiting you. Let's go! The sports complex was built from the funds of Republican budget as part of improvement of Jibek Park. Initially, it was planned to build only tennis courts here, but due to the harsh northern climate, plans were revised. As a result, we have a very stylish and necessary city sports center with an area of 10,000 square meters. Initially, we observed this idea from Canadians when we played in the Confederations Cup for entering the World Group. They have a national tennis center in Montreal, where they are training the main team. They have similarly 8 courts under one roof. We arrived with the team and visited all tennis centers. It is very comfortable for trainings. If necessary, it is possible to make one court with stands instead of 4 courts. At the same time, the training process will be kept. It is also very economical in terms of heating, lighting, and profitable in construction. One of the features of this tennis center that it has 2 gyms, one gym for each floor. It is very important to monitor physical condition of tennis players, so this aspect has so much attention. There is a whole hotel on the 2nd floor. Let's have a look. As this is a hotel for sportsmen, a room for children consists of places for 6 people. The room is quite spacious, bright, windows have a view on the courts. We have 5 courts on the street. Plus, we also have 2 courts on the street for beach tennis. Novak and Rafael were surprised that we built such tennis court in Kazakhstan. Please explain what is beach tennis. It's almost like volleyball, not played from the court. It is played in the air, as the tennis players say flying down. The tennis center can accommodate up to 500 children. Sections will work from early morning till late evening. For the convenience of parents, there are such waiting rooms where you can eat and drink coffee. A large and bright dining room will work for young sportsmen. Look here, this is not just decoration, it is acoustic panels. If you eat, they smooth out the sound. It's like in the movie theaters where acoustic panels are used. So it makes visitors feel more comfortable in this dining room. One of the main premises of any sports complex is locker rooms. Now we are going there. This is a room for children. Here they will change their clothes. In fact, it is pretty simple, nothing extra. The main thing that it is spacious and fresh here. There are 6 locker rooms in the sports complex, 2 for children and 2 for adults. Professional sportsmen will be trained in the center as well because the surface of courts is the same as in the best world arenas. It is called hard and material was brought from Spain. 8 courts were fitted in one large hangar. The lighting was installed, which allows high-quality video broadcast of games. So far, only a technical opening was here. Sections have not opened yet. Children are just getting ready to come here to train. I have to play only with myself. Let's try to serve one shootout. I'm not a tennis player. It is necessary to improve the service. Tennis is a special sport in Kazakhstan now. Every corner of the country likes it. Every region has a high demand for visiting tennis sections. One of the culprits of all of these, in a good sense of the word, is the tennis players of the Kazakhstan national team. There is a poster with the image of team leaders in the hall. A new generation of tennis players will grow looking at them being trained in this hall. Last year we had a whole boom in tennis. A new tennis center has appeared in Almaty with 4 indoors and 6. Another tennis center was opened in Aktobe as well, 4 indoor, 3 outside courts. The same tennis center was opened in Petropavlovsk. Our purpose is to build indoor courts in the northern regions so that it will be possible to be trained all year round. It is clear that we build them also on the street so that you can prepare for tournaments that take place on the street. Another sports complex for tennis players is being completed in the Thousands capital near the Almaty arena. The city has a very high demand for training and local schools simply cannot accommodate everyone. The demand is high. Even residents come here as they want to attend training. They rush our general contractor to open it faster. We already have more than 1.5 thousand children standing in a queue. Now, the problem is the lack of qualified mentors. Courts have been built, but there is no one to train. The Federation is working to involve specialists at the same time help local personnel to raise own level. The Federation is working to involve specialists and at the same time help local personnel to raise own level. Kazakhstan loves tennis and even sponsors are ready to build such sports complexes. Last year, 2 projects were implemented in the country as part of a public-private partnership in Aktobe and Petropavlovsk.
У нас вообще сам комплекс 2 миллиарда 540.
In general, our complex costs 2,540 million. Plus, social programs were implemented here. This object was without networks. We extended the networks. Thanks to this project, the issue of equity holders was resolved here. That is, the houses were without heat, electricity. 1 large substation was added. In addition, there are positive decisions in the park. If you notice, there is no fence. This is not kind of private territory. This is for everyone access. You can come and sit on a bench. In the warm season, you can watch a game of tennis players.
Посмотреть в теплый период игру там теннисистов.
Surprisingly, the building was built within 11 months, so there was absolutely nothing here a year ago. We intentionally went outside to show you this area. The area is called Jibek 2 Park. That is the first major sports facility in this area. Further in the program, we will have a big interview with Darren Dietz about the streak of failures, atmosphere in the team, and life outside of hockey. Everyone knows Darren Dietz, who a little follow the Continental Hockey League. Last season, the player became the best defender of the CHL, and this year he has a right to wear a captain's armband. Dietz has the Kazakhstan citizenship, and he is a player in the national team. Today we ask questions to one of the best legionnaires in the history of Kazakhstan sports.
At the first, we're really glad to see you here. And how's your Russian?
It's coming along. It's getting лучше каждый день. I have class about an hour and a half every day with my teacher. There we learn grammar, new words, and also just how to have general conversations. So it's constant practice.
And you're very patient?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes I can get frustrated, especially when I'm making a lot of mistakes. But that's part of it. Actually, that's not true. I tried to study French as well, but that didn't quite go as well for me. So yeah, it's difficult. It's always difficult to learn a second language. I was a little bit of a lazy student in school, but my grades were generally pretty good. I liked math math a lot, and social studies. I like to learn a little bit about the world, and so yeah, it was fun.
And I think it's not if not only hockey, you can play in other industry and just in other culture maybe. What do you prefer, maybe if not only hockey?
I've never really thought about anything other than hockey, so it's hard to say what I'd be interested in. But I feel like I'd be able to adapt into different stages of life and kind of just live life, I guess, and kind of see where it takes me.
Because you were born in Canada.
Yes, yes.
It's only one way in sport, and just who motivated you in childhood?
My parents. They were always close to me. They gave me every opportunity to succeed, gave me all the chances that I would need. They were always there to support me in hockey and in school, or even just with friends in general. So for them, they were probably my biggest supporters and motivation.
And so many players from Canada here in Barys team, and just are you making little parties together, just like a National Day of Canada, maybe something like this?
We get together and we celebrate a few Canadian holidays. We don't have a lot of just only Canadian holidays, but for example, Thanksgiving, we got together, but we invited the whole team, and it was kind of neat to show a little bit of our culture and what we like to do and how we celebrate Thanksgiving. So we had everyone from the team over to my apartment, and we celebrated together and had a nice dinner. So we try to do some things like that together when we have time.
And how your neighbors reacted when you get Kazakhstan citizenship?
Friends and family, they know that, and they support me, and they know that I'm happy here, and really encouraged me to do so.
Let's talk about hockey, and just what about this forum, just about your forum, your conditions?
Yeah, I think now coming up to the break, I'm starting to feel pretty good out on the ice. Had an injury early in the season in the first game, actually. So that kind of, after the training camp, took a little bit of time to get back to feeling 100%. And right now we're feeling good. We're feeling good about ourselves, even though we've lost some games. We're confident that we're getting a lot of chances, and we're creating and playing the type of hockey that we want to, and that'll bring us success in the future.
In last games, but it's so unlucky, and just in which problem? What do you think?
Well, I think in every season that every season that I've ever played, a team goes through periods of time where it's easy to score. It seems like the puck's always flying in the net, and times where it's just not. And right now we're battling through that type of thing, and maybe the break here is a good chance for us to maybe relax, not hold our sticks so tight, maybe breathe a little bit easier, and get ready to go against Severstock.
What about atmosphere right now in the team?
It's good. It's normal. We know that we're playing good hockey. We know and we believe that our system works. And again, it's just a matter of time before, I don't want to call it luck, but before we start to score more goals and have more success.
Which team in this season surprised you in regular championship?
Maybe Admiral. They've been a really strong team this year.
Darren, some guys calls you Bird. Why?
Yeah, to this day I still don't know exactly why. It was my first day here at camp, and Sergei Kudratsev, what did he say? He just started calling me Petitsa, Petichka, and of course I didn't understand whatsoever.
And our supporters call you Darren, Darren, and which you prefer?
I think Dorian's great.
Darren?
I think it's fantastic. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. It makes me feel really welcome, and that's the cool thing about nicknames. You nickname your friends, you nickname people you know well, or people that you care about. So I think it's awesome.
And why is your number 44? Do you have a history?
When I was a kid, I really enjoyed Todd Bertuzzi, and he wore number 44. He was my favorite player. At that time, I was a forward as well, so I always wore that number, and I just kind of always stuck with it.
And who is the funniest in the training room? Who is the funniest player?
The funniest player? I think Petukov. He's always joking around, always having a good time. He lightens up the mood. So even though I don't understand everything he says all the time, I really enjoy him.
Who is the local DJ? Who's every time playing music?
I play a lot. I play a lot of the music sometimes, but we alternate. So does Dmitry Shevchenko, and Eric Pangrady also plays.
And what about your playlist?
Geez, that's tough to say. I always switch. I try to switch it up. Let's see. The last three I played. Holostyak.
Холостяк?
Yeah, Holostyak. What else did I play? Gnarly, it's called, by Kodak Black, English rap song.
Okay.
I like rock. I like some country music sometimes too. And the last one was Butterfly Effect by Travis Scott.
What about your role in the team, like a captain? What should you do?
Really, the role's not any different. I think it's important to just be yourself, lead by example, do the things that you do on the ice properly, follow the system, play properly. But I think it's more important off the ice to try and make sure guys, relax, spend time together. I think that's more important, that we're a family off the ice, and that's more of a role of a captain than necessarily on the ice.
In this season, you're playing in a smaller field. Just what do you think about it? Is it plus or not for Barys?
It's hard to say whether it's not really a plus or minus, it's just different. And all the teams that come now have to play on it. It is difficult to switch back and forth and play on big ice and small ice because there are some small details as far as tactics that are different, but both teams have to play on it. So, it's not really an advantage or disadvantage.
What about your career in NHL? You played for Montreal. Yes. And do you really planning to play again in NHL? Are you dreaming about it?
No, really, it's not something I dream about. I'm really glad it was my dream. I'm really glad that I was able to play there, fulfill that dream. It was an amazing moment for me and for my family to, finally get to step on the ice and play my first NHL game. But I'm really happy with where I'm at now. I'm really happy with the KHL, the opportunities it's provided me, not just with hockey, but I feel more fulfilled in my life, having new experiences, living in a different country, being able to associate with different people from different cultures. That's really fulfilling for me, so it's been more about just hockey.
And what about your family? They're living here in Nur-Sultan?
No, my family, they live in Canada. They come to visit once or twice a year, and that's great. My girlfriend, she comes back and forth as well, but we're hoping that she can spend a little bit more time here with me as well. So
But it's difficult.
Of course, but it's really no different wherever I played in North America. When I played in Canada, I was still 35, 40 hours away from family, so really not much of a difference.
And which problem you had in Montreal? Why it was not so successful for you?
When I look back on it, I think it was self-confidence. I really didn't play the way I was capable of. I was playing like I was scared to make a mistake. And I think that's advice for anybody, really. If you live in fear or even play in fear of making a mistake on the ice, the best result that'll happen is you don't make a mistake. But we're all human, so we will make mistakes as well. So really, I wasn't able to show the positive things I could do because of that fear of making a mistake.
What do you think AHL is the most difficult league in the world?
It is a very difficult league, yeah. The dynamic, the atmosphere is very strange there because everyone wants to go to the NHL. So you're all on a team, you're all playing, they call you a team, but really you're playing for yourself to get called up to the next level. And it's a strange league, so it's very difficult to play in.
You so relative for defenders, and did you dream someone just maybe about to be a goal scorer?
I guess everyone, when you start playing hockey as a kid, you play so that you can score goals. I think it's the best feeling in hockey. And anytime you can help the team or score, that's how you win. You have to score more goals than the other team to win. So I think it's awesome, an awesome part of the game, and I love scoring goals as well.
What about your boxing skills?
I don't want to say I like fighting, but when I'm mad, well, that's what we do. We fight.
You should be tough.
But but only when you're angry. I don't think fighting's fun, and I think it's dangerous, and just accidents happen. But it is part of hockey, and when you're angry and there's a time.
Who is the most cool player which you played against him?
Probably Carey Price. I got to meet Carey when I played in Montreal, and just being around him, how he conducted himself. He's an absolute superstar, arguably the best goaltender in the world right now. And just how he conducted himself day to day. He was a guy that you just watched him do simple things Just watched him, how he prepared his equipment and how he got ready for games, and he was always so calm, and I just really admired his professionalism.
Wish you good luck this season.
Thank you very much.
Every time, glad to see you. Thank you.
Вам
And
спасибо.
Later in the program, Oleg Shulayev, the coach of Barys youth team, will tell us how to train a world sports star. The Children's School of Barys Hockey Club is officially one of the best sports academies in Kazakhstan. About 700 children are trained here, divided them into 12 age categories. We decided to visit a team of guys born in 2003, so in just a few years they will have to debut in adult hockey.
2003 год вот здесь
These 2003 categories now playing with older children in the UHL. Since 2002, 8 people play with an eye on getting into the team no older than 18 years. They are already practicing with adults.
в этом плане, да, они уже проходят практику со взрослыми. Кистями, пас отдается кистями. Точнее немножко играйте, точнее. Здесь очень хорошо выстроено.
All work from the bottom is very well built here. The system works last 2-3 years. Because the players such as Orekhov, Polokhov, Mikhailis, also Petukhov, Asetov have already participated.
Светов, это же все воспитанники.
Ammunition, trips to competitions, the work of mentors, all this is paid by the club. Children are expected to receive due attitude to the training process and progress. But it is not possible without a good coach. Therefore, only real professionals work with children.
В 2015 году как бы получилось так, что было предложение.
In 2015, I received an invitation from Barys to return home. I agreed with pleasure. Before, I came here twice, looked at how things were going on and what was made. I didn't hesitate in coming here or not. As long as I am here, I have never been disappointed. It becomes better and better here.
Пока ни в чем не разочаровался. Все лучше, лучше, лучше.
After several years of work in Novosibirsk, Oleg Shulayev returned to his homeland. His portfolio is impressive. There are world champions and Stanley Cup winners among his trainees. Perhaps the most star-spangled of them is Vladimir Tarasenko, the forward of St. Louis Blues team. When I started to train them, the team generally wanted to be eliminated, to separate. I did not know why, but it turned out that there were few people and their age were considered not to be promising. And after that, month after month, several boys have been included. I do not set as an example what they have achieved. I give an example of how they trained. To get into Barys children's team is already a success in its way. After all, thousands of such boys dream of being in their place. Therefore, every time young Barys must prove that they must represent the school of the country's best hockey club. There was a time when we went to America, to the Czech Republic. We had the tour. They are leaders in the Kazakhstan Championship. At the Championship of Russia, we took first place in Group D. These are the best results in the post-Soviet space. All teams that come do not believe that there are such conditions. Children's hockey in Kazakhstan is on the rise now. There are more and more schools that are constantly in demand. It can be concluded that in 2-3 years the competition in the national team will increase significantly, and it is highly likely that these guys will light up the eyes of other boys. The video of the week completes the program. Many of us played hoops in our childhood, but over the years dropped this activity. But the American Getty Kahayova went a lot further. A circus actress exercises with a projectile every day, and now she can manage a hoop with a diameter of 5 meters. These helped her get into the Guinness Records book.